let's not say, that small miracles don't happen, because quite frankly, Watson, who I said in the past, doesn't seem to bother reading, let alone listening or even watching it with his own eyes, can somehow still manage to pretend to be a journalist, because this is particularly what Watson has just done today. If you've been reading the news, you'll have seen that Turkey recently banned YouTube. Now, why did they ban YouTube? Again, this is from the mainstream media, and they've all brought it up, even though Watson doesn't want to admit it. They've all brought up the fact that these papers, that this recorded discussion that got put up on YouTube was discussing a possible, and we've got to say possible, attack to basically enable them to attack Syria. Ironically, the fabled false flag that conspiracy theorists love to go on about. Now, this is one thing that I always bring up when people bring up false flags, is surely there wouldn't be evidence of this. Think of the amount of people and time it would take to put in for this. And well, lo and behold, we actually have evidence for once that this is what they were possibly discussing. Now, I actually agree with Watson that yes, this is absolutely terrible. However, what Watson particularly did in this video, and what I'm really getting at, is, again, he's pushing his agenda. And that agenda is exactly the same as the people's voice, and that is, oh, don't trust the mainstream media. They won't tell you like it is, not like we will. Well, if you even go to read the BBC News article and even watch the video, they fully acknowledge this attack. They just don't use the term false flag. So, once again, you have Watson pretending to be a journalist. But the plot goes even deeper than that, because if you've watched the video on the Young Turks about this, then you will know that this video apparently comes from a guy living in the US who's even more right-wing and fanatical than the government in. And if you know anything about Turkey currently, you'll know that there's been lots of tapes come out, and that one of the big things is that a lot of the people in the alternative media have been attacking Turkey's government for the amount of corruption that's been going on. And yet, does Watson even acknowledge the fact that, is he even going to bother, acknowledging his so-called brothers in arms, bringing to light the corruption that many of the, the real proper alternative media journalists in that country are bringing up? No. Because, as usual, people like him have an agenda. And that is, any slight, tiny thing they can try to prove themselves right. Oh, look, we were right. See, told you. Look, Turkey did a false flag. So that means all these other false flags we've been telling you about but don't have any evidence for must be right as well. Because that's their agenda. They want to bash the mainstream media while getting people to listen to them. As I've said to someone before, don't be so proud that you choose fully to ignore the mainstream media. Don't take that as a shining example. Don't shout from the rooftops that you do, because I'm sorry, it makes you look completely stupid. It really does. Because many of the things and criticisms, these people lay against the mainstream media, they are 100% guilty of them themselves. I mean, here's the thing. I guarantee you, Watson has not checked his sources. So, what if, tomorrow, these comes out and basically says, "Oh yeah, it's fake. It's been doctored. Here's the real footage," and then that proves, Watson wrong. Is he going to acknowledge he's wrong? Nope. Because if most of you may remember, back in during 2012 and the run-up to 2012, Watson was completely gung-ho that there was going to be a false flag attack at the Olympic Games, and that, there was all this symbolism going on. The BBC intros prove that there's going to be a bomb go off, at these events, and as you all well know, I certainly don't remember any terrorist attack or bomb going off during the 2012 Games. So, fortunately, not long after, I decided to phone Watson up, because they were doing a 24/7 live stream, and there was Watson. I thought, you know what, I'll just phone him, just ask him about, does he maybe want to retract his statements? But of course, no. Basically, his first line, "Oh no, you've misquoted me. That's not what I said at all." When I had the full article up in front of me, and I said, "Well, I can quote you from the article," and basically he cut me off, and basically started talking over me, and then cut me off, and then very quickly I wasn't connected anymore. I wonder why.